All right, we are down to the wire now with the very last portion of our debate. Each of the three finalists is now going to have 1 minute to sum up and prove to WSJ editors why they should be named WSJ Startup of the Year. Now this time, we're going to mix it up just a little bit by having all of you pick one of the three cards out of my hands. Now the person who gets the ace chooses if he or she wants to go first, second, or last. And the person with the 2 of hearts card, they get to choose from the remaining 2 spots. The person with the 3 of hearts, well, you get the 1 slot that is left. All right, Catherine, you are first. Do not show your cards until everyone has picked. Allison, there you go, Mert. On the count of 3, let's have the big reveal. 1, 2, 3, flip them. And Mert, the lucky man with the ace.
I would like to go last.
You would like to go last. Catherine, you get second choice. No, Allison, you get second choice.
Okay. I will go first.
And we know what that means.
And I'll take the middle.
All right, guys, let's go. All right, Allison, you pick number 1. You might be regretting. You have a little buyer's remorse on that. But you can do it. Let's go.
Okay. Well, Rebellion Photonics started 4 years ago in a lab, well, technically the student bar, and we had nothing more than idea. 4 years later, we went from proof of concept to cameras installed in refineries with a clean business model, a very focused product, and an answer to a problem that has plagued an industry for 100 years. You can't fix a gas leak if you can't see it. Our 2 competitors today are excellent. They're wonderful entrepreneurs and they will be successful someday. But we're successful today. And that's why we should be Startup of the Year.
All right. Catherine?
All right, I guess it's my turn next. You know, I think it's been really interesting going through this process, learning a little bit more about the other companies, and ultimately I think all 3 of the ideas up here have legs. I think they've got obviously market potential and, you know, and hopefully a big future beyond this competition. But ultimately we were talking earlier about market size, and I think what you have is great technologies for a niche market. And we were talking earlier about acquisition versus IPO. We have already had a couple of offers for very, very interesting acquisitions. But I think when you look at the state of the career landscape today, the number of people dissatisfied in their jobs, the shortening time between each change, and the potential to engage people in between each job transition as they're getting a promotion or negotiating a raise or asking for management, the potential is really tremendous. We are also not just an idea. We have a massive amount of revenue, which I'm not allowed to disclose, but is growing by 50% month over month in the last couple of months. We serve 1 million people a year, 100+ companies, 10 national publishing partners, 400 career experts, and I think we've got the global scale and also the massive IPO potential to be the Wall Street Journal Startup of the Year.
Thanks, Catherine. Mert, the final word of Startup of the Year series goes to you.
The fact that all 3 of us have made it this far speaks volumes about the effectiveness of our technologies, the traction of our businesses, and more importantly, our individual competence as leaders and as entrepreneurs who will move these ideas forward. But I believe that the question that we have to ask ourselves here today is not which one of these companies will be the biggest success story in their respective fields, because I sincerely believe all 3 of us will be. However, the question that we really ought to be asking us is, in our wildest dreams, what does our success mean for the greater society, for the world in large? In SwipeSense, this means that we will save 100,000 lives every single year. And we're on course to doing exactly that because we've proven unprecedented market traction along with scientifically proving that our technology works. And that's why SwipeSense should be Wall Street Journal's first Startup of the Year. Thank you.
Thanks to all of you. You're amazing. You're amazing on paper, and I'm even more impressed of meeting you all in person. You did a great job, even with the curveballs that were thrown at you. And entrepreneurism is so important in this country. It's the foundation of business. So thank you for what you do. Well, that's it. That concludes the debate, the 5th and final task of the WSJ Startup of the Year series. And this was a tough task. They all made it through, and now the WSJ editors, they're going to have an even tougher task, I do not envy them, of deciding which of these guys is going to be inaugural Startup of the Year. We will also have WSJ Startup of the Year mentor Brian Cohen, chairman of New York Angels. He's going to weigh in with his remarks. And to those of you watching, we thank you so much for joining the debate and for joining us throughout this series. Find out which of our final 3 companies here today is named WSJ Startup of the Year on November 4th. I am Wendy Bounds for the Wall Street Journal. Thanks for being with us.